All right, welcome back to the More Smarter Show with your hosts, Jake and Dylan. What's going on, Jake?
What's going on? Let's talk about you today. Let's talk about where you're at in I don't know, what do you got, a debacle going on mentally?
Yeah, no, I
Menti
kind of
B?
do. Yeah, so I mean, I've been in the real estate agent game for about 3 years now. I'm closing off on about 7 million in sales this year. And as any self-employed or entrepreneur kind of starts to see success, a lot of shiny objects and like things pop up that make you question everything. So that's
know
where I
what you
would kind
mean.
of say I'm at right now is I am now getting people that have started other businesses post high school with me that are my friends. They're saying, "Oh, I like see your success in real estate. Like maybe we could start a business together." Or my mind goes like, "All right, do I want to be a real estate team leader in the next 3 to 5 years? How should I start prepping for that?" So I'm in this conversation with myself right now saying, what's the best lane for me to really go in, or should I keep doubling down in what's working right now?
So I'm about 10 years older than you, and I'm constantly going through that still myself. So I feel you. I don't know the answer to this question either, if there is an answer. I just know that, for example, I'm joining the board on my condo association for the condo I own, even though I don't want to, but I convince myself I'm going to because maybe I'll meet someone who has a plumbing company that I'll buy one day. Maybe I'll meet someone who is a real estate investor who I could work with one day. Something I'm not even thinking about. Why would I say no to potentially meeting and networking with more other people that are local? So I'm
Yeah.
constantly thinking that way too, and that's actually driving my decisions to say yes to some things.
Well, that's part of the problem for at
Yeah.
least me is because you're so open-minded and you don't want to turn down opportunities, you always say yes, and then more opportunities arise. So it's just a question of like, all right, what are the core values and what is the desire of the next, 5 years want to look like for you? And that's what I
It's
always come back to, which is tough. It's so far away, and you can just mark it by 1 year, but if you play the 1 year game, then it's scary because you don't want to think short term at the same time. So it's tough.
Yeah, mastering boring, I think, is what the best do. So it sounds like you're getting maybe bored or foresee yourself getting bored of the same repetitive, for you it's being a realtor.
Yeah.
That's my problem too, because I get bored. I'm creative, so I'm constantly thinking of new shit, and it gets in the way of progress a lot of the times.
So what's the best way to limit that, you think?
I've actually leaned into it. I've actually taught myself that that is a superpower of mine, and that, yeah, I know I'm aware of the quote, a jack of all trades is a master of none.
Of none.
There's a ton of truth to that, but I don't give a shit. I'm a jack of all trades. I have done so many different careers and side hustles and businesses and things like that that are so irrelevant to each other, but I've just had to take all that in and learn from it and do the next thing, and that's just how I continue.
Now, this is more of an experience type of thing, though, that you would say is beneficial of jumping into all those things.
Yeah, people you meet, experiences you learn from, what to do, what not to do, and also it fulfills me. I mean,
Mm.
part of the reason I quit teaching, I probably had enough hours in a day to do that while I quit, like during the time I was quitting, but I was bored. It wasn't fulfilling to me. I was parking in the same parking spot every day, going to the same classes every day, saying the same things, and
That'll
that
kill
doesn't
someone.
that'll kill someone. And
Yeah.
I even think that for business. I know boring is great, and I know repetitive, and the people who do the boring things on repeat are the more successful ones. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you're
mean,
the
I
same
I
way.
I think the same way with at least fitness too, where
Mm-hmm.
for like 5 years straight, I used to just go to the gym and hit the same split every single week, and I was
You would do a
noticeably
split.
getting bigger. Yeah, I would do like
You would
back.
jump
Yeah.
into a
No,
split.
no, no, no.
The same one every
No,
week.
like yeah, yeah, it's like the Arnold split. It's like chest, shoulders, back, and then arms, and then legs separately. So I
I
was
threw you
yeah,
off.
so
Sorry.
it's actually push pull legs is
Okay.
what the actual split is. I had to think about that for a second. But yeah, so I would do this split every single day, every single week for 5 years, and I was noticeably getting bigger. But then I was just like I was getting bored of it. The same exact thing.
Yeah.
So I decided to join a CrossFit gym, like went to boxing, I was hiking, I ran a half marathon. So I had to like kind of throw in these like things. And there's so much parallel to business and fitness
There
with that.
is. So first off, I'm picturing you doing a split now, like a little split.
Yeah,
I think all of our 7 viewers might be thinking the same thing when you said a split. But
probably it.
I like to separate I like to compartmentalize different variations in my mind. So what I mean is my real estate portfolio is boring and I don't touch it and I'm fine with that, right? I don't get sick of that. I should have probably sold my condo last year because I had a lot of equity and I don't have a lot of cash flow, but I'm okay with boring in that regard. But it's more the day to day that I think I can level up constantly. And that's where I sort of get in the way of myself of staying away from boring.
Yeah. What was funny is I talk with a lot of younger people. I talk with a handful of younger people in the industry, in the real estate industry, and a lot of what they are telling me is like, oh, I want like $10,000 a month from passive income, or I want my business to be growing a certain amount. And honestly, I got to give credit to you because younger me was probably thinking the same stupid shit. And you were like, no, cash flow doesn't matter at all right now. Worry about your active. And you're like, I don't care about cash flow until I'm 60, until I'm not
In
working.
real estate is what I'm referring
In
to.
real estate more
Yeah.
specifically, but it made me think more now towards who even cares. This is going to sound bad, but who even cares about my investments right now? Just
Right.
think I have
No, that's
nothing.
correct. That's
Think I
correct.
have nothing. I'm going to put all my stuff in Bitcoin or mutual funds or whatever, which by the way, right now is almost
87.
yeah, so it's at 87 right now. We're the day before Thanksgiving in 2025, so I'm pretty excited. I bought a lot of Bitcoin this month, so
Okay.
maybe we'll check in 3 years and see how that's doing. So where my mind goes with that conversation is make the money, put it away, but figure out actively how to make more money. Don't
Yeah.
think about passive income.
Yeah, I stick to boring when it comes to what I'm investing in. It's hard for me to stick to boring when it comes to where my time is spent and where my creativity goes. So I think that's an important separation. I also have the retirement accounts and the real estate, and I don't care so much about cash flow, like I've said a million times in regards to real estate rental properties. But of course, I care about cash flow when it comes to my active income. And that's where I'm constantly spinning and thinking and creating. And I think that's okay because of the foundation I have with the investments that are sticking to boring.
That's a good point. I guess, and then that's where it becomes hard though, where if someone like myself gets started in real estate right away, you don't have the active income immediately. You just have to move really slow because if you're sticking to boring in your investments and then actively making money as a real estate agent, it takes a long time, then
Yeah. Slow
you're
is
not able to
relative.
fast track it.
So is slow is relative, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a young person,
Sure.
in real life. So I think, I think slow is relative and speed at which you grow is relative. But I do think a lot about when it's just okay, I'm like frugal in general when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to things. Like I just like deals. I like, buy
Mm-hmm.
one get one free, right?
Yeah. Pizza deals,
I've
combos.
had this shirt literally since 2011. Like I'm not even kidding. It's from Target, probably when I was, 15 years ago. But at what point does that stop? At what point you don't get a prize for dying with the most money? So at what point do I need to maybe shift that thought process?
Well, I think a lot of where you stand is the image that you have with your friends or the reputation that you have with your family. So I think when and if
Where are you
it
going with
gets to a
this? What's my
point where
reputation?
when and if it gets to a point where that is your reputation is a very good time to stop.
All
So
right, I'm not
whatever
cheap. I said frugal. It's not my reputation that I'm cheap. I'm
but
actually very
I'm
generous with my
saying
money.
when and if that were to happen, that is when you should stop, is what I'm saying.
Well, okay. I'll answer my own question and maybe you can give me feedback. I think smaller cost decisions should not be even a second thought for me. And I think bigger cost decisions, of course, still should. But if something, and I do this better now recently at the grocery store, is on sale or not on sale, but I want the one that's not on sale, the difference is like $4.99. Like it's not a real life difference, right?
Uh.
So I think I should allow myself to buy the one I want, the better brand. So small, 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 and then maybe bigger decisions down the road.
And when it comes to the bigger decisions, do you have a system about how you go about making these calls?
No, and I actually maybe take that back. Maybe the bigger decisions, and when I say bigger decision, I'm starting a business or buying a piece of real estate, right? Those are thousands of dollars of decisions. Maybe
Uh-huh.
that's okay to stay in the mindset I have where I'm extra conservative and I'm willing to leap and take a chance, but it's a methodical chance. And maybe that's something I should always stick to when it comes to those size decisions.
Yeah. Even going back further to one of our first ever guests on the More Smarter Show, Rob Calabrese, he was saying that he almost got an analysis paralysis writing business plans and never starting them because he would think too much and have too much of a system to go to make a move. So I think maybe like, and this is like the naive conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you were to just jump right into it, yeah, you can lose thousands of dollars and take that risk, or it could work out and it would be fun.
That's right. And I still balance analysis paralysis myself. And it sounds like the way we started this episode, you also do, because your time is your most valuable asset. So you want to be really mindful of where you're putting your time. I don't want to spend 3 years building a company that is making $20 per job on something. It's just not exciting. It's going to be less exciting in 3 years, and it's definitely not exciting now, right? So
Yeah.
try to have that forecast before I really decide where to put my time. So
Now
how do
the
we get
hard
you out of
part,
that?
yeah, well, the hard part is goes back to the fulfillment thing. Is
Yes,
am I getting fulfilled helping people buy and sell real estate?
exactly.
Yes, I am right now. Am I going to be in 3 years once I've closed on 100 of them? I don't know. So
So
that's why I'm kind of searching for this like meaning of what to do next.
I ask myself a lot of times, would I do that for free? I wouldn't do anything like that for free, but theoretically, would I do that for free? And there are things that I say yes to in my mind and things that I say, you know what, I wouldn't do that for free. I'm doing that for the money. And those
Mhm.
things I don't think will be in my life in a longer time frame.
Yeah, the hard part though is where do you how do you know that you're able to cut that off though?
Well, that's what I'm balancing. That's what I mean when I talk
Yeah.
about my mindset and my, the way I think about things and the way I'm wearing this shirt from Target in 2011. It's all kind of connected of when do you say no to the money opportunity,
Yeah.
you know?
Is that ever a time though? Cuz I mean,
There needs
I
to be, because again, you don't get a prize for dying with the most money.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's okay. We're not going to die anytime soon, so we have time to think about this on and off the podcast.
Yeah, true. True. I think though the going back to the shiny object
Yeah,
topic, I think where I'm at or where other entrepreneurs, self-employed people are, where they're starting to see a little bit of success in their business and they think, all right, where else can this take me? Is it doubling down and doing something that's working or moving past that and going to something else or splitting your time? So when I think about this decision, I think about not only my own time and self, obviously my reputation. I've had countless of like insurance people and BS like that reach out to me and
me
say,
too.
"You can make an extra 50 grand selling your client's insurance." I'm the real estate guy. I don't sell insurance.
Yeah.
And so I've cut that hard line, and I think that was mainly because of reputation. Insurance and real estate and
Right,
commingling
right,
that,
right.
it's
So
not
you're
good.
saying shiny object can sometimes just be more money, but it's not always the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah, shiny object. We all deal with it. My shiny objects are in my head. I'll just think of shit. Oh, that's a good product that should be created. What does it take to actually create this product? And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not inventing a product. That's not what I'm doing. But I have to
Yeah.
go through that in my head.
Do you think that that's a net positive thing though for you, thinking about that and spending the time thinking about that?
On paper, probably, but when I wake up and that's the first thing I think of in the day, probably not.
Wow, that's the first thing you think of, huh?
Sometimes I do a lot of thinking. I'm actually underwriting and analyzing and potentially buying a small business right now.
That's awesome. Let's hear more about this.
Yeah, I can't disclose the finances and things like
Okay,
that,
that's fine.
but it's a power washing company in New Jersey that is for sale, and I might buy it.
When you say it's for sale, is it actually like listed on a marketplace for it, or you kind of like cold reached out?
No, it's listed. It's listed online.
Listed, okay.
There's sites. There's Zillow for businesses.
Is it similar? Is it similar as in real estate? Is it bidding more for this type of thing, or is a lot more
No,
thinking goes into this?
maybe it's similar if it's really well priced, like real estate. I'm not sure. I'm still new
Yeah.
to this as well, but I talked to the seller a lot already, and they've had a lot of calls, but he did not tell me they have offers. So I don't think
Mm.
I don't think a bidding war is really a thing for businesses as much.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, obviously this goes into a a shiny object.
Shiny object.
It's shiny, not silver. And what is your thought behind it? This is going to take you away from closing more deals in real estate, or maybe investing, or
Maybe
maybe it could bring you more
could
too.
be more. You're right. Could do a lot of positives. My thought process is fulfillment. Is you're calling it a shiny object syndrome, but most people call a shiny object a Lamborghini, not a power washing company, right?
Yeah. I just
So
think
let's
as to
acknowledge
where
that.
it's, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just thinking where you're spending your time
Right.
in replace of what got you to where you are now.
So the idea of employing people is the thing that I tell myself, would I do that for free? Yes. I don't want to lose money on any business, and I don't want to put time in for no return, obviously. But the idea of having employees that are happy and healthy and enjoying working there and didn't have a job before I called them or had a poor boss before it was me, that shit gets me going. That's fulfillment to me. That sort of combines the teaching, the coaching, the businesses I have. There's some things that are said that I get high off of. And I think a small business that I own would fulfill that for me.
Because of the camaraderie that you could build, and you could build like a culture.
I might not love this in the future because, as we know, I get hot and cold on things. Once we hang up, I probably have a ton of messages from employees, or at least being copied on emails of things going on. And I love foreseeing it and complimenting or giving constructive criticism or making people better, making myself better. I just love being in the leadership role. I kind of can't get enough of it. And on self-employed, where I'm actively doing the thing, I don't get that as much.
Yeah.
Right. So the power washing company, I would not be power washing. Someone else or two other people would be.
Yeah.
I would be doing the more owner things, not the employee things.
Yeah. Which is obviously important to note, because that is something that is taking you really away from what the goal would be. That would be
What's
like
the goal?
optimizing your time and being able to, I guess if you're looking at it fulfillment purposes, like having that leadership. I think people can have that types of leadership in in different categories, where it's, you can be a foreman of a job site,
Yep.
and have that sort of feeling as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess the goal would be optimizing your time. Money has to play a role in it.
Mm-hmm.
So money, and then the fulfillment of it. So those three categories, and making that the core of your decision making.
Yeah. Within the money is the underwriting of the business, how much it's worth. Will we come to an agreement with financing and with the many details involved? I don't know. And then I also don't know if I'm interested. This is the first business I'm really running numbers for, like underwriting aggressively. I always look on these sites. It's kind of like a house. You always just click around. But that first one that you went and saw and put an offer in, that's way different than the
Yeah.
clicking.
Yeah. You never lose that love. It's like the first
The
love
first one,
almost.
first
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, it's like the first love. That's it.
I
That's
remember my first house that I offered on that I didn't win.
really.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that house. Yeah. The one
Yeah,
that
it's
got
just like
away.
it's kissing that house on the top of the Ferris wheel, trying to trying to hold on to
Exactly.
it. So where where are you at right now then, on a daily basis, thinking that you have enough time to buy another business? Is there enough time in your day? You'd have to make time in your
Hell no.
day.
There's not enough time in my day, but I would make time. I would rearrange other business ventures I have, I would have obviously be forced to become less self-employed and more business owner in all things I'm doing, which all of them have room for improvement. I'd be forced to be improving. And I also recognize that, again, I don't know that I would buy a power washing company if I was older, if I was 10, 20 years older than I am now. But I also recognize that those power washing companies that have been around for 20 and 30 years, even the realtors that have been doing this for 20, 30 years, you can stumble into 100K. You can be average at best and be profitable because you made it through, right? You stuck through the boring like we're talking about. And you're at that point a recognizable name. So I'm open to holding this, to making a little bit or no or even under profit for some time if this makes sense for me. And this is something that I could just have forever.
So you wouldn't have the desire of flipping that. So if like that would be an option, obviously, it's flipping it.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I would probably get shiny object syndrome and consider that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything I just said, I'd probably sell it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is like you then have the option to do some cool stuff like that. You can.
If I add value to it, just like a house.
Yeah, totally.
But then it comes on purchasing it right, which I am a very rookie novice in.
And totally. And buying businesses.
In evaluating them, I have some people helping me that I trust to tell me their opinions. And I haven't run this with chat yet, but I will be asking chat what it thinks.
That's number one.
There's a lot of documents. I don't know. I might have to pay for the plus version for this.
No. I don't even know how the plus. I think I've definitely put ChatGPT to its max. Like I have all my files that I've had conversations with ChatGPT. All of them are labeled, and like I do almost every single like thumbnail or do whatever through ChatGPT. I run it by them, and it's all. I mean, the free version is just insane. Like you can do pretty much almost everything you would want to do.
Yeah. So we started this episode with saying that it's going to be about you, but I think we went into about me. So given what I just shared,
I got a habit of asking questions. That's my problem.
Given what I just shared, I mean, does that help you come to your senses at all?
A little bit. My situation is, I know I'm not at the level of where you were at in being a realtor to look at those other shiny objects that
I don't think that's true. I mean, if you do what you did 2 or 3 times, then we are. But the level you're doing is more or equal to what I have done in a year.
In a year, yes. That's what I'm saying. Is like 2 or 3 more years, I think I'm going to be at that level where I can take either the next step in being a real estate team leader. A broker would be obviously like a stretch, but that, or going into another business, or branching out, doing like the blended method, more style of real estate, or diving deeper into flip houses. Yeah. Or do you actually have it copyrighted or no?
Nah.
You should. So I'm gonna do that after this podcast. I'm gonna go copyright it.
Trademark it.
Yeah. Right. So, but no. So or plenty of different options. So that's my problem, is I don't know where to go. And now I have 3 years to kind of make the decision, but
why?
I want to make sure.
Why do you have 3 years?
I want to make sure that I'm making the best decision right now for the next 3 years. That's what I meant to say.
Let me tell you a little story. I ran into a realtor that is the biggest realtor in the town that I saw this person. He's a friend of mine. And I was talking to him, and he was saying, I love what you're doing. I love that you don't just rely on being a realtor. You have different things going on, different businesses, and you have all this diversification. It keeps you occupied and things like that. He said that to me. But Meg and I, because we're both, my wife Meg and I have this conversation often because we're both feeling this way. Sometimes we wish we were just the best at something. And sometimes we wish we didn't have all these different things that are taking us in different directions. And we wish we were just the best at something. And that's it. And just had one massive income instead of passive income, right? Sometimes it's a nicer thought to have. I just thought it was super interesting that realtor shared that to me. And then I was like, wait. I wish I had what you have a lot of the times too. And we're doing opposite things. And we're both successful. And we both wish we had more of what the other person had. So no matter where you go in your direction, that is going to happen. You're going to, one, be
Yeah.
successful, and two, wish you had more of the other thing.
Grass is always greener, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, that is how it is. I mean, if you're doing that though, being the big shot in that one industry, you got to have. If you're going the boring method and the active income, you got to have crazy investments just to balance out the
Yeah,
fulfillment.
which is separate. Right? Maybe he does.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really don't know his
totally.
portfolio. Yeah.
No, I'm joking around.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to be only buying altcoins. Is it?
Yeah.
So, yes, yeah. I mean, I don't think that I'm going to have remorse of it. I think just like other business decisions that I've made in my past and in my career path, I've looked at it and I've said, damn, why didn't I do that sooner? Or also just like, having a lot of gratitude for the route that I did go and then end up saying I'm happy with where I'm at now. So I'm hoping that I don't have that and it's kind of stays more of the same. But the way that I look at it is, yeah, it's just I'm just trying to be the best version of myself and I can't do everything. And if I'm trying to do everything, then I definitely won't be the best version of myself.
Yeah. No one you meet no one you meet professionally is a bad thing to have met them. I used to tell my players when I was a baseball coach, you either win or you learn, right? I know that's corny, but a loss, there's a lot to take away from it. You're not going to win every game, so that's the time where you learn. So
Yeah,
even if you meet someone who goes, and kind of takes you in a direction you don't want to be in long term, you learn from it.
true. True. Well, I think I kind of dove deep into what I'm trying to do. So it's just deciding the best place to spend my time from here for the next 3 years. So we'll have a
Yep, and
follow-up episode kind of talking about this in 3 years and we'll see which route I went.
and for all the listeners, Dylan will probably call me 30 times to talk about all these things he's thinking about, and then he'll hang up and call Meg 30 times to say the exact same thing, and then we'll be back on the podcast to talk about it another time.
To talk about it probably next week. That's probably that's how it goes. Honestly, you got to talk with your mentors. You got to speak with people that are in the positions that you want to be. Yeah, obviously you don't answer my calls, so that's why I talk to Meg a lot. But that's why. But honestly, for anyone listening that's in a position like that, don't make a blind call. Have these systems that is either writing down a business plan, consulting with other people, watching YouTube videos or watching podcasts like this that you're able to learn from other people that are in the same position and make an informed decision about where you want to be and how you're going to go about it.
Yeah, and even if it's wrong, you can trust yourself that you did due diligence, so your former self had all the information possible when they made that decision. And you got to be able to forgive yourself if you have all that due diligence.
Yeah. But you can kick yourself if you didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So go out and do that and
say yes.
Yes, exactly. Say yes. Well, Jake, this was a great podcast.
Thanks,
I hope people I hope the listeners got as much out of this as I did. And
Me too.
Sweet guys, everyone go like, follow, subscribe to the More Smarter Show.
Only if you like it.